So you like wine. Yes, it's fun, it's exciting, of course intoxicating, but it can be confusing, complicated, especially when we talk about Italian wines. So what is on the store shelves, on the restaurant wine list? What are the Italian wines in America? Well, my name is Stephen, and I'll be your guide. I live and work in an Italian neighborhood in St. Louis called The Hill. We've been given unprecedented access to the wine room at Charlie Gito's on The Hill. Well, welcome to the wine room. Today we are going to be talking about the wines of the Veneto. Now, Veneto is a region in northeast Italy that has two rather famous cities. One is Venezia, or Venice, and the other is Verona, as in the setting for Romeo and Juliet. So two places fairly well known to a lot of American tourists. So what's important here wine-wise for dry whites? In the western part of the Veneto, around Verona, the most famous wine is going to be Soave. So Soave is based on a grape called Garganega. Now, it can also be, and typically is, blended with Trebbiano. Now, the more Garganega that is in the mix, typically also the higher the price and also the higher the quality of the wine as well. Garganega is special in that besides citrus fruits and stone fruit, there's also apples and pears. For Italian white grapes, it is one of the more complex whites that you will find, especially on the fruit aromas. Soaves are also earth-driven, like many Italian white wines. Good body, medium to medium plus acidity, no oak, and good long finish when they're at their best. On the eastern part of the Veneto, the white wine that we want to talk about is Prosecco. Now, Prosecco is most famous as a sparkling wine. And in recent times, it is becoming more and more popular. It's difficult to go into Italian restaurants in the United States and not have any Prosecco at all, let alone not have it available by the glass. It is refreshing, it's fruity. Sparkling wine, it is not done in the champagne method, but it is also very reasonably priced. For red wines, the red wines are predominantly found in the western part of the region around Verona, and the wines are based on a blend of Corvina and Rondinello that may or may not also have some Molinare. Now, the most famous wine that is blended like this is called Valpolicella. Valpolicella tends to be reasonably priced. It is in the easy drinking category. However, it does have somewhat of a higher acidity and a tart fruit profile. We want to include in our discussion of Valpolicella Ripasso and also Amarone. Now, these are the same grapes with the same blend. However, Amarone is made from raisins, so we're actually drying the grapes out first. So Amarone is a raisin-based wine. As you would imagine, making a wine from raisins, the yields are rather low and the wines tend to be rather expensive. So there is something in between called a ripasso. This one is made by Zenata and it's technically called ripassa, but you will see them in the market as ripasso. Ripasso means that they've used some raisin in the mix. So as a collection, Valpolicella, sort of entry-level, easy drinking, more everyday type of wine. Ripasso, made with some raisin character, and Amarone, made with a lot of raisin character. Now, Amarone is probably one of the greatest wines in Italy. So how do we describe this? Lots of dried fruit. Lots of dried fruit on the nose, lots of dried fruit on the palate. It's aged in oak, it's earthy. Structurally, this is of medium plus acidity. The alcohol is high. The tannin is medium, maybe even medium minus. the complexity is high, the body is full, and the finish is long. Now, some Amarones do have a little bit of residual sugar and can sometimes be described as off-dry. There is a dessert wine called Recioto di Valpolicella, which is the sweet counterpart of Amarone. So, from the raisins, you can either make a very rich, full-bodied dry wine, or you can make a dessert wine as well. The dessert wine is the Recioto. There are other dessert wines that come from the Veneto as well. You can have a dessert style of Soave, a dessert style of Gambellera, as well as others. For international grapes in the Veneto, and there are a number of them, we know Pinot Grigio, of course, but also for reds, there's a predominance of Merlot in the Veneto as well. A bit cooler in climate and also taste than what you expect out of California, but tend to make very party-pleasing type red wines. Well, thank you, and we hope that you check out some of these other videos as well.